All right. Boy, the bulls are running this week. Everything was up. We're going to take a look at the SPY chart, show you how big this move was, why it might be a little exhausted, and the levels I'm going to play this week if we get the nice pullback to those levels. Also, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, as Bitcoin is now breaking out of a long-term downtrend. This might be a good time to start looking at that and seeing where we might want to jump in. And then lastly, we're going to talk about earnings and see what's going on this week as far as earnings and what companies we need to look out for and the things we need to hear them say this week in order for this AI trade to continue. So let's jump right on in. All right, jumping into the SPY chart. What we see here, boy, last 2 weeks, the bulls really took over. They came in, pushed the market straight up in a straight line. This is not a thing I like to chase. The straight lines like this just don't last. And in fact, what gives it more caution for me is 1 gap, 2 gap, 3 gaps. This was all news driven off of the Iran war, opening the Strait of Hormuz, oil coming down. All of this is news driven. Also, some inflation reports came out last week. PPI, PPE also were good. So the economy is looking good. The war looks like it's taming, right? So there was some money flowing into the market, but it wasn't a lot, because if you look down here at the bottom towards the volume, you'll see that the volume averages are coming down. My volume average here, this orange line that I have at the bottom, you see this is now tilting and sloping down. So the volumes here, I showed in a video earlier last week that these volumes, we haven't seen these volumes for a very, very long time. So this is not good volume for the SPY or the market. So there's a lot of money sitting on the sidelines. So I want you to be careful here, because if short sellers step in, they can really push this thing down really fast. So the levels I'm watching this week, just to get right to it, is this gap, right? So 686.30. If we can pull back down to this and bounce off, that's what I'm looking for that pivot, right? You get the candle that touches, get really close, and then the next one that forms a higher high and a higher low. And then I know I can trust it to the upside with a very tight stop below this level, right? So that's what I'm watching for this week on the SPY. We're looking for the pullback to 686. If we get the bounce there, we're off and running to the upside. If we don't, then we got to watch for the lower level below that, which is, call it 670, right? So we made new all-time highs here, so we got to watch for that. So this is a new high, right? So we get back and get a higher low here. That means our uptrend is now back on, just like we saw in the intro. So that's what I'm watching for in the SPY. Let's go over to Bitcoin, because I got to say, Bitcoin chart is looking very, very nice right now. We've been watching Bitcoin for a very long time. It's been going in this sideways horizontal pattern, up and down. We didn't really know which way it was going to go. And this is where your patience has to step in, right? So when you look at this, we've been stuck in this zone, and we finally broke out really good and closed above the level here, which was 74,900, call it 75,000 on what's that, Friday. So we broke out of that on Friday. Very good volume on the breakout. So this gives me a lot of confidence that Bitcoin is getting ready to move up. We also see our long diagonal trend line here finally got broken and closed above 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, right? So this weekend is probably a little selling going on. Very low volume on the weekends, obviously. And then maybe we get a bounce here back down to the trend line and back up, right? Or maybe Monday we just come in and Bitcoin starts ripping higher. So watch for that. Crypto is coming back. When crypto starts coming back, the market starts coming back. But I'm going to look for my pullback on the market still, the SPY, before I jump in and play on that as well. ETH story is a little bit different. We're still kind of stuck in the zone. We got the halfway close here. We broke our trend line, so that's good. But we still don't have a lot of confidence. So with Ethereum, I'd be a little bit more cautious, a little bit more patient. Let me see another break above this level here, which is a 2386 or 2400. If we close above that, then you can have a little confidence in the Ethereum getting up to maybe 2800 here. All right, last thing I want to chat with you about is earnings. We're getting into earnings season. This is going to be the first big week. Next week is going to be the big one with Microsoft, Apple, and Amazon. But what I'm watching for this week is a couple key ones right into the AI theme still. So we have Vertiv and GE Vernova, both energy plays here in the AI space. So those are going to happen Wednesday before the open. So if you're looking to play some AI, maybe put in your trade at least by the close on Tuesday. If you have an idea of where you want to play that, how you want to play that, get it in before Wednesday's open, right? Or really before Tuesday's close. so your positions can be in place for when Wednesday's open on Vertiv. And then Wednesday evening, we got Tesla and a couple more AI plays here, IBM, which frankly is going to be more in the quantum space. I'm starting to see quantum start to take up a little bit again. So we're going to watch and see what IBM says about that, and maybe we look at some quantum stocks next week. And Lam Research, Texas Instruments. Texas Instruments is one of those old names. I mean, a lot of you might remember the calculators, but they are in the AI chip space now, so we got to pay very close attention to them. They've been up 50% since November, so that's another one we got to watch and see what they say about AI and where things are going and how things are going, what the demand looks like. That's what we're looking for, demand. We also want to hear them talk about future expansion of earnings. If we get those good news, then yes, the market's going to continue to rip on higher. We have some other airlines coming in, United, American. There's a lot of news around them. Some Boeing as well, so keep your eye out. And then on Thursday's close, I didn't highlight this one yet, but the Intel is going to be a big one. Intel's been on a huge rip. It's been one of my best trades over the last year. All right, so give a shout out to my homeboy that gave me Intel there, right? So Intel's going to be one we're going to watch as well on Thursday evening and see what they say, and then maybe we put some stuff in play on Friday. All right, so have a good one this week. Keep your eye out on these earnings trades. Make sure you wait for that SPY pullback. That volume has got to be concerning. So catch you next week on the next one. Have a great week trading.